Welcome back, everyone. Let's solve LeetCode 238, product of array except self. So disclaimer, this is a tricky question, and I don't think that this is something you come up with unless you see it. So with that being said, given an integer array nums, return an array answer such that answer of I is equal to the product of all the elements of nums except for nums of I. The product of any prefix or suffix of nums is guaranteed to fit in a 32-bit integer. You must write an algorithm that runs an O of n time and without using the division operation. So example 1 here, notice how, let's start at the 0th index, okay? This value here, this 24, is just the product of all the elements 2, 3, and 4, except for its own index, right? Same thing, index 1, all the product of all the other numbers, 3 times 4 times 1 gives us 12. Over here at index 2, we have 4 times 2 times 1 gives us 8. Over here at index 3, we have 3 times 2 times 1 gives us 6. So try out example 2 by yourself. Given the constraints, we're guaranteed the size of the nums is at least 2, so we won't get an empty array. And we will solve this in O of 1 space, not counting the auxiliary space, which is the output array. So if you navigate to the drawing board, like I mentioned the logic before, this here is equal to all the numbers in this array multiplied together besides this value, okay? So all the other numbers here is 2, 3, 4 times each other. So 2 times 3 times 4, it gives us 24, okay? And then we move on to here, right? All the numbers, 3 times 4, and then times that 1 gives us 12, and so on, okay? So let me go ahead and draw out the function signature so we have a better understanding of our approach, okay? So we'll say define prod except self. I think that's descriptive enough. And it's gonna take in a nums array here, okay? And I'll bring everything slightly higher and I'll drop this a tad bit. Okay, so the approach here is we're going to build an output array, and let me go ahead and start off by storing the len of the nums inside this variable called n, okay? And like I mentioned before, we're gonna have an output array, which is equal to 1, okay, times n, right? Times the size of the nums array, because we're going to be returning something like this, right? All right, so far so good. And let's go ahead and visualize this output array along the way, okay? So we'll have a 1, another 1, and just like that, okay? All right, and I'll go ahead and label these indices as well. Okay, so we have a 0, a 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and continue on with the function body. All right, so we also need to define a variable prod, which is equal to 1. And I'm going to use that to help build this output array, right? Okay, it all makes sense in one moment here, okay? All right, so essentially we are going to iterate from left to right, and then we're going to iterate from right to left, okay? And I'll show you why that makes sense, okay? So first and foremost, we'll say for I in range n, okay? Output of I times equals to prod, okay? And then we're going to update prod, so we'll update prod to times equals nums at I, okay? All right, and then we'll have to reset prod when we're done with this loop here, okay? And let's make everything a tad bit smaller. Okay, and then like I mentioned before, we're gonna iterate from right to left now, okay? And we're gonna say, so for I in range n minus 1 all the way to the 0th index, right? Working backwards, because remember the second here, the second parameter is exclusive, okay? All right, And we're gonna say output. So we can actually just copy this down, okay? So we're gonna copy this down here. All right, and you guys can still see, and at the very end, of course, we just have to return the output, right? Okay, so we return the output. Okay, let's walk through this, all right? So like I mentioned, we have the size of our num stored in the variable n. We have our output array, which is this. And we start off with prod is equal to 1. Okay, so for I in range, so let's label that. So we have I, okay? So for I in range n, output of I is times equals to prod, okay? So output of I, this value here, times equals prod, okay? So it stays 1, right? And then we update prod to times equal nums of I, okay? So prod also stays at 1, okay? Then we get here, back inside this for loop, and we say output of I. So here, right, because I is equal to 1, and we're just using the output array to point at the same index here, right? So output of I times equals prod, okay, so this stays as 1, right? And then we say prod times equals nums of I, all right? So that's gonna be a new update. So prod is equal to 2, right? Nums of I. Okay, then we are back inside our loop here. We say output of I times equals prod. Okay, so this guy here times equals prod, which will give us 2, right? Okay, and then prod times equals nums of I. What is nums of I? It's a 3. Okay, so prod times equals 3, so 2 times 3 gives us 6. Now we're back inside this loop, okay? So then we get here, output of I times equals prod, okay? So output of 3 times equals prod, which is 1 times 6. This becomes a 6, okay? And then prod times equals nums of I. So this 6 times equals nums of I, which gives us a 24, okay? And we finish this for loop. Okay, and notice the pattern here. We're already starting to see that when we work backwards, okay, when we work backwards here, so we're gonna go here, we restart prod, right? So prod needs to be equal to 1 first, okay? And then now, for I in range, n minus 1, so like I mentioned, we're gonna go this way. So we'll just bring this back here, and we say output of I, so let me make that a little bit cleaner. Okay, so output of I times equals prod. Okay, so output of this guy times equals prod is equal to 1. Okay, so this stays as a 6, and so far it's starting to match what we're gonna eventually return. Okay, all right, and then we say prod times equals nums of I. So prod times equals nums of I gives us a 4, right? Okay, then back here. This comes here. We say output of I times equals prod. So output of 2 times equals prod, which gives us an 8. And then now we have to update prod. So prod is equal to itself times nums of I, okay? So this times 4, which gives us a 12, okay? Then we're back inside this for loop. So we get here. Output of I times equals prod, so output of 1 times equals prod, so 1 times 12 gives us 12, okay? And then now product times equals nums of I. So nums of I is equal to 2. 2 times equals prod, which is 12 times 2, gives us a 24, okay? Now we're back here. Output of I times equals prod. So this guy times equals prod gives us a 24. All right. And then prod is equal to prod times nums of I. So prod stays as 24, right? Because 24 times 1 gives us 24. And do these match up? Yeah, they do, right? We have 24, 12, 8, and 6. All right. Let's go over to LeetCode and let's code up this solution here. All right. So first and foremost, let's get the length of the nums inside this variable n. And we're gonna create our output array, which will just be auxiliary space we're using. So we'll count that as O of 1. And we'll have prod is equal to 1, okay, to start off. For I in range n, output of I times equals prod. And then now we update prod as well. So prod times equals nums of I, right? So once we're done going left to right, we reset prod to be equal to 1, right? And now we go from right to left. So for I in range n minus 1 to n minus 1 exclusive, so we're gonna go to the 0th index and we're gonna work backwards. We're gonna say output of I times equals prod, basically the same logic as the for loop before this one. And we need to update prod as well to equal to prod times nums of I. And then at the very end, all we do is we just return the output. So hopefully I don't have any silly errors here when I run. So we pass initial test cases. I submit this, we get a working solution. So let's go back to the drawing board and talk about the time and the space, okay? So the time is technically equal to big O of 2n, right? Because we do 2 for loops, but we drop the constants, so it's big O of n for the time. And the space here, remember in the LeetCode description, they're not gonna count this auxiliary space, right? They're not gonna count this auxiliary space here. So the space is equal to big O of 1. All right, with that being said, whatever platform you're on, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, and I'll catch you in the next one.